guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. First of all, you three together, hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
So obviously at the core of this is improv. Bryce, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
How much of it did you guys incorporate into the script? How much of it was off the cuff? Because there's so much going on.
I mean, I think that the spirit of improv, that kind of like being part of a team, building something together, that was definitely a huge part of making this movie, especially because Ben and Alex, who play the detectives, they're the writers of the movie. And they had worked with Tom Kingsley, the director, and Nick before. So it really, I mean, when we first started making this movie, this was an independent film. You know, it's now been bought by Amazon and they're going to be distributing it. But it was an indie British action comedy.
On June 12th.
Yeah, on June 12th is when it comes out. But that all said, even though the spirit was very improvisational, the script was so strong and so dialed in. And so really, we were shooting the script, and then as we were discovering things or ideas were popping up, we would totally embrace that. So it was kind of like a perfect mix.
Oh, I love that. And again, the chemistry is just through the roof. Oh. Orlando, I have to ask you, because I loved when your character would switch back and be like, oh, I love this. This is great. From the tough guy exterior that he had. Was that fun for you?
So fun. I mean, I think the premise of the character that was like, what immediately tweaked me was that I could play kind of 2 or 3 guys at once in a way. And that was something that was fun to explore. The idea of this Marlon being this desperate for attention, desperate for a moment in his career, to like see this like low level sting operation as an opportunity to go deep method, he's like deep method, and I think, that was great. And to create a character that was like an alter ego to him. And, I read that he was a Northerner. So I was like, well, I grew up watching Oasis, and Liam Gallagher feels like the greatest sort of swag bag from my era of like that kind of, I mean, Ian Brown also, but also the whole Oasis crew. But it's like, it was just fun to swim in that space and have that inform these, and it was, they were just so different. It was like, it was, and the script was so well executed that whilst it's a straight comedy, not something that I've done before, it's sort of like, it's set up. And it's quick-witted and it's fast, and the writers were there to help, develop the characters and or at least help to like sprinkle the magic on top, as it were. Or if there was ever a line that didn't quite work, it was like this, and it was like, okay,
I got it. Nick, you're the comedic relief within like an entire comedy, but for you, what was it like? Just playing the guy that just can't seem to get it right. I was trying to be nice. I was like, how do I word this?
I can relate to that. Look, I was just delighted to be doing like a fun role in a film, like a proper film. I was so excited about the whole thing, getting to work with these 2 amazing movie stars. And so, it was like everyone said, the script was so tight. It was, action and comedy, I think, are notoriously difficult to sort of pull off together. There are some great action comedies, but it's difficult because those disciplines pull against each other. But Deep Cover is such a fun dance where the action pieces feel thrilling, the comedy pieces feel really funny, and so it does, and it's so unpredictable, and it rattles along. The pace of the film is great, and so there was nothing not to love. And so to get to not only be funny in it, but then to get to do all the thrill of the chase sequences and the fights and all that was great.
There's so much going on. Who broke character? Who was the one who could not keep the straight face?
Orlando.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I mean, both, but I mean, like the sequence with there were so many sequences. Actually, the haddock, when we're over the body cutting, what is it, haddock?
Yeah, the haddock.
The haddock. Like, there's this whole sequence that didn't even make the cut. But like, silly. It was just the physical comedy of it. He is funny bone. He has funny bones.
But also that whole environment as well. The morgue, the kind of the Sean Bean prosthetic body, just the instrument, like you with the chainsaw and sort of shirtless. I mean, it was all too much. The whole thing was too much.
It's just, it's the right level of OTT. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And so did you guys know each other beforehand, or was this the first time everyone was meeting?
Well, I'd worked with Tom, the director, before, and knew Ben and Alex, the writers, but I'd never worked with Orlando or Bryce.
We were just huge fans of Ted Lasso, like everyone
I
else.
mean.
And who's not huge fans of Jurassic and Lord of the Rings and Pirates?
The
and
resume
everything.
here is
We met
stacked.
one time. We met one time.
We did what is it called?
Golden
When you're
Globes?
presenting. When we
yeah.
presented at the Golden Globes together.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, he's such a gentleman.
As a duo, you two.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a funny
That's
night,
a
right? Because
foreshadowing.
there was some skit that happened before. It was like, okay, basically, Bryce, you're going to do this, 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 and Orlando, you're just going to go this. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just had to sort of, but it was really, it was like, it was great. We had a nice
The
moment.
universe
She
wanted
was
you two to come
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, it was like a little slit, like, oh, you guys will do this again.
Yeah.
So comedy, this is kind of like your first foray into it. Is this something you want to continue? Did you have a lot of fun with it?
So much fun.
Isn't it?
I mean, honestly, my experience of it is that, you know, I think when the writing is great and the teammates and the team is great, then that is a recipe for like something that is entertaining and enjoyable, right? And that was the perfect storm with this project.
Yeah.
I think like, you know, I'm not like, I think, I mean, I'm like, I'd love to swim in that space, but I didn't feel like I was like performing comedy. I felt like I was just playing truth, because if you play the truth of these characters, and actually Tom, the director, and Nick and Bryce would all say like, wait, is this funny? Well, if you play it truthfully, it is. But if you try to, I did have to sort of step outside of it at times, because I'm like, I am an elf in the movie. I am a pizza knight in the movie, and I drew the line at being from Kent. I think we moved it from Kent to the Cotswolds or something. I was like, no, this is too on the nose, you know. But like taking fun at the serious actor, you know, is low hanging fruit, and I've never been guilty of being so. It's the fun of being, you know, I think actors taking themselves too seriously is comedic, you know.
Yeah.
But Pirates is hilarious.
Yeah.
And the tone of Pirates, like even though you play a character that is earnest, you know, and romantic, you are part of the fabric of this tone.
Bryce, I was taking myself really too seriously at that time in my career, so I'm glad you find it funny. I thought I was doing a really good job of being a really serious pirate.
Legolas was hilarious.
You were.
I love you.
But as you know,
yeah.
you hold space for the levity.
Yeah.
I mean, I was cracking up at Legolas. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's a character that's not taking itself too seriously. The list is as long as my arm.
Right?
Just look at my resume.
But okay, so you talked about Ted Lasso as well. So how much does that compare? Because obviously it's a series to a movies, but anything translate from the two?
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the time, you know, sets are very, you know, I mean, you know, in the best possible way, just really creative and safe spaces. I've been very lucky in that a lot of the work I've got to do has been with brilliant teams of people, cast and crew. And yeah, you just try and learn something from every job, really. You know, people like Jason and everyone involved in that show make you feel so kind of comfortable at sort of asking questions and sort of interrogating scripts and things like that. And then you then feel very comfortable when you take that into another job. And, you know, Tom, our director on this, and Colin and writers Ben and Alex just allow you to sort of just not, you know, feel completely comfortable asking questions, interrogating the script, making it feel true, and finding the best possible sort of version of it. So yeah, you try and learn as much from every job really, and bring it to a different set.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you guys hope now that obviously it's going to be on Amazon and see a wider audience? What do you guys hope that, or the people that it will tap into?
I mean, I hope that improv comedians kind of see themselves in this and can relate to this and have fun with it.
I hope people get together and watch it as well.
Coming up, like in the beginning days?
I did a show with Joe Swanberg called Easy, where he just has the outline of each scene, and then you go in. It's like, this is what will happen in the scene, and then you just go and do it, which was terrifying and enthralling and exciting. Don't know if it was funny, but it was supposed to be. But like, but yeah, bit of drama school stuff. But like, I hope people kind of get together to watch this, because we saw it in London with 1,500 people and they were rolling in the aisles, you know, so, which is awesome. And I hope that, you know, you have a pizza night and watch it.
Yeah, because it's coming out on streaming. So it is something really to watch, with your friends, get together, make a night of it. It's a short movie on June 12th. Yes, yeah.
I'll say it right to camera on June 12th.
There you go.
Go see it. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank
I'd be
you.
remiss not to say this. In middle school, I had a shirt that said, I heart Orlando Bloom. So if you ever wanted to know who was rocking with you since day one, 20 years ago.
Let's go.
No
Let's go.
way. That's crazy.
But thank you guys so much
love
for your
it.
time. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.